There's been a constant flood of these curated Instagram posts, endless photo dumps, theatrical lifestyle moments that scream, everything's fine. No, something feels off. There's a palpable desperation coming off Meghan right now, like she's working overtime to project perfection while her brand, as ever, seems to be falling apart behind the scenes. Just days ago, as ever, made this big move where they either dumped or were dumped by, as I suspect, their commerce partner, Snow Commerce. That's the company that built the site, packed the order, shipped the products, as I understand it, and potentially took heat for some of those missing wicks, runny jams, and shipping disasters. Well, no announcement, no explanation, just a silent rewrite of the website. Today, I want to dive into what the snow dump actually could mean and how it perfectly would explain the frantic energy we've been seeing from her lately. Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. That's right. I'm diving into this today. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the frantic energy we've seen off of Meghan lately and all these photo dumps and how weird that is. And I want to talk about what this snow commerce thing could potentially mean for as ever, as if. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jen. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the thumbs up and leave me comments, as all of those helps YouTube to recommend my videos. And I sincerely appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody who hits the hype button. Yeah, let's talk about this. So I've been over that Instagram dump. I did a separate video on that. I think it came out yesterday. So check for that. But I just feel like with this pattern, she's more desperate than ever. There's been frequent random photo dumps and carousels packed with lifestyle. Some people are calling it rhymes with corn, lifestyle stuff, garden shots, kids, cameos, things like that, food prep, throwbacks, every angle you could come at from this thing. Everything from the dogs to the kids and everything in between, right? Harry, Meghan. Also, we've seen the recent posts like Lily's birthday and clothing of it all, the wardrobe changes, all of that. Okay. And then we also saw that other influencer trying to help sell the as ever stuff. So I feel like there's a lot of frantic, manic, possibly energy coming off of Meghan right now. And it feels desperate. So, of course, we know that Netflix partnership ended. There was declining brand momentum, public fatigue. She's flooding the feed to try to drive traffic to as ever. But as I keep talking about, the website just keeps, from what I could tell from my research, the numbers keep declining. I think when your brand is struggling, throwing pictures up from 2017 to hope that no one notices what's going on it's not going to work. It's like everything else. There's so little thought put into everything. But I want to talk about the snow commerce dump, and I've pulled some information on both the franticness and the snow commerce, but I want to talk about what the snow commerce thing could potentially mean. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this is my opinion. I'm not involved in the snow commerce of it all, but I have done some diving into it, and this is as I understand it. So Snow, as I understand it, ran the entire back end of As Ever since their launch. It would have been April 2025. They built the site, as I understand it. They acted as the legal seller. They handled things such as the packing, the shipping. But around June 3rd, Snow references were completely wiped from As Ever in its legal pages. So now it's direct Shopify under As Ever Enterprises. So what does that mean? Again, my opinion here is it seems to signal a volume drop, and that's saying something because I don't know how much volume she had before. I just wonder if possibly As Ever couldn't keep up with Snow's minimums. When I was researching and looking into who Snow partners with, it seems to be pretty big companies. Again, they often pair with Netflix in particular to help with these launches, but I'm wondering aloud if maybe As Ever just didn't have the volume to meet its minimums. It could be signs that she is trying to cut costs or scaling back, that maybe it was costing too much money. There were, as I can see it, a lot of customer complaints going on. So I just wonder, allowed if she's going to use that to fit her ongoing narrative. What do I mean? She's always playing victim, right? So she could use this to tie into her, just like she did with Netflix with the I'm going global. It's like Netflix is already global. So how does pretending to dump them help you go global? It doesn't. You can't make any sense out of it. So I feel like that's where we're headed with this, is that even though from what I understand, as ever help, would handle the customer complaints, she's going to somehow make herself or her company the victim and all this and be like, we just didn't like how they were handling things, so we took it back. I feel like that they probably dumped her. And it's another high profile partner quietly exiting, just like Netflix, just like Spotify, just like everybody that seems to pair with them. It ties back into the desperation. And in again, it would explain more of the Instagram spam, if you will, to try to compensate for the chaos that I assume is happening over at As Ever. It feels like a desperation loop. It seems like failing operations. Again, this is my opinion. It seems to be failing operations, partner exits. It would it would force her to ramp up her personal branding and photo dumps to create buzz and direct sales potentially. Again, it doesn't mean that that's the case. She can dream it all she wants, but I'm just saying that's how I'm understanding it. Now, I'm thinking like a rational person, and I don't think Meghan always does that. So who knows what's going on? Truly, who knows? But what I thought we could do is take a look at some of the comments under St. Meghan Markle about this stuff, because I'm not the only one feeling this way. A lot of people seem to be saying, yeah, it seems to be reeking of desperation. There's some funny and interesting comments under there, so I thought we could take a look and have a thoughtful discussion about it. Starting with this one, again, posted by Already Done It 01. Markle seems even more manic than usual, apart from the idiotic posts about the food. She certainly has the gift of making good food look unappetizing, and the most expensive dresses look like discount rack from Walmart. She started posting about her daughter. She's manically posted about her cutting veggies to other horrible ideas, pretending to be Martha Stewart, but looking like a fast food joint kitchen staff. Now, all of a sudden, I call her Lily. So, Lily this, Lily that. Hey, she's even wearing Beyonce's label clothes, blah, blah, blah. As usual, no one is interesting. Cut to the chase. Yeah, they're wondering if the wedding with the royals and the unity there set this off, or if there's something more to it. So that's what I want to dive into as well. This is where I want you to chime in the comments. Do you think it was the royal family getting so much attention? Now, there is Trooping the Color. I believe it's this weekend coming up. So I wonder if it's also tied to that. I think several things can be true. It can be the royal family looking wonderful and seemingly super happy at the wedding over the last weekend, and then Trooping the Color this weekend. I wonder if it ties back into what we're going to go into with the snow commerce thing. I wonder if it's all the above and just the constant look at me, right? So I think all of these could be true, but you can let me know in the comments what you feel like is happening. Forgotten Goldfishes says it's a narcissist collapse. Most malignant narcissists are chronically bored and follow patterns. They tend to have timelines and cycles. For example, one malignant narcissist may feel the intense need to recreate themselves every 2 years, while another, it might be 3 years. They need to be adored and envied. They quickly tire of their partners, and many, while young and attractive, find a new partner and recreate themselves through that avenue. Others become bored with their partners, but may stay with them if they can jump to another career, hobby, friend group, or social class. They're like monkeys swinging from tree to tree. They never let go of the branch they're holding on to until they have hold on the next tree branch. I thought that was such an interesting explanation. Let me know if you agree. Let's see what other people said. They can't, I never said it right, obfuscate and pursue image management through their foundation, because that's gone now too. Their usual reserves are dangerously low and there are no prospects. I'd be nervous if I were her. Meghan's overexposure has her backed into a corner. It's quite entertaining to watch. as she put herself there. That's such a good point, and exactly what I wondered as well with the changing of Archwell, because they usually do tend to lean on that to look at me, right? To get their look at me fuel, to make them seem like philanthropists or whatever you want to call that. But now that they've rebranded that, what do they have? They don't have any faux royal tours on the horizon. So what do they have? Just these Instagram dumps, I suppose. I don't know. But yeah, I agree. They've both put themselves there. So now what? True. They had made mistakes in private. They had other places to turn to. Having sought publicity over every inhalation that they do, they are scrutinized remorselessly. There are almost no hiding places. I agree. And again, look at the way that they expose everybody else, whether real or imagined, any grievance, whether real or imagined, and then they sure don't like it when it's done to them. So now what are they going to do? I agree. Carrying that much overhead and no income coming in, I don't know how she sleeps at night. I would be a nervous wreck. Well, I think about that too. And I think about, again, going back to her own words, her own PR, her own interviews, where she has said that she wakes up at 3:00 in the morning worried about packaging. Again, to me, yes, packaging is a part of your launch, but that's not what's important. You might want to make sure that your candles have wicks and your jam can be called jam and is not that consistency more than the packaging. It just seems like her priorities are always in the wrong place. Worried more about the look of things rather than the substance of things. So, Trooping the Color is coming. There you go. This Saturday, the Wales kids will likely be attending as they have the last few years. That's such a good point. That's what I think as well. I think this is part of it. I think there's several things going on, but I think part of it is that Trooping the Color is coming up. Let me know if you think that's part of it as well. I'm sure we'll have another flurry of activity from the Meg. We can't let Catherine and her children get any attention. Can you imagine being so desperate for attention you would try to steal it from your nieces and nephews? I always talk about that. That is crazy. You would keep that family member, it doesn't matter who it is, away from the rest of the family and the kids, because that is psycho behavior. It really is. But anyway, so as usual, while the royal family is out and about, Meg will be waving her arms, jumping up and down and screaming, "Look at me. Hey, I recognize that." That's right. I think so too. Yes, this. Didn't she unleash an avalanche of crap in the run up to the King's state visit? A cover on Digital People magazine, Harry's statesman cosplay in the Ukraine. Yes, she did do all that thing. And do you guys wonder, like I do, what happens if People magazine ever gets sick of them? I don't know if People even cares. I just think when the money runs out, then what happens? Then what's she going to, who's she going to turn to for her stories? Did the anniversary pictures get dumped right after Catherine's Italy visit? It was actually during, I believe, or maybe it was right after. It was right at the end. Her shenanigans are all too predictable and boring. Her intention to hijack SEO, I always talk about that. I think so too. It's the Google hijacking the Google searches. Yep, I think so. And overshadow her in-laws only highlights and documents how despicable and desperate she is. I agree. And I point you back to, not that I want to point back to this book, but Plastic Man Omid in his book specifically said Harry and Meghan never do that. They are not aware of what something along the lines of they are not aware of what the royal family's up to when. Well, if the rest of us can figure it out, you better believe Harry and Meghan can figure it out. Well, that's saying a lot, but you get what I'm saying. If we can Google the dates, they can Google the dates. They know. And there's been a record of them doing this for years. I've got videos on this where I show that they exactly do this. They try to overshadow, especially Catherine around her birthday, but also the Wales children as well. I'm predicting Lily will be shown leaving flowers in front of Granny Diana's picture in the garden in commemoration of Diana's 65th birthday in June. And what better way to get a double dose of publicity than tying her daughter with the red Spencer hair and blue eyes to Diana's birthday? Whatever form the publicity will take, I predict that from now on, Meghan will step up the Princess Lilibet. I don't say that name, but I'm saying it for the emphasis in this point. Nonsense in direct competition to the attention that Princess Charlotte will get, especially in the early summer months when the royal family is very active. I think so too. With this weekend being Trooping the Color, the royal family's biggest public showcase of the year, Princess Charlotte and the Wales children will be front and center, stealing hearts on the balcony in their cute little outfits, just like we've seen in previous years. And I don't think Meghan can stand it. You know, she's going to counter program hard. I would expect another big Instagram dump, some sort of push with Lily playing up again that angle, and maybe even a new photo or a video dump titled something like Our Little Princess Springing into Royal Summer, something like that. Anything to try to overshadow and steal those Google search results. It's the same pattern we always see with her. I totally agree with that. I think the House of Cards is crumbling. Nothing is working. They have money troubles and the real royals are not budging. They're all alone and panicking. I wonder if it's something like that as well. I really do. It would not shock me. I think that's been the case for a while. I think so too. It's karma paying them a long overdue visit. I think so too. And I think that's the thing. A lot of us have a sense of right and wrong and have been waiting for the comeuppance, if you will, and we might be witnessing the fall in real time. So there's that. It's probably the British royal family gray rocking them regarding Invictus. Speaking of Invictus, I want to give a shout out to friend of the channel, Rachel the Curious Pilot. She's just posted an incredible video all about Invictus and the redacted documents. Definitely go and check that out. Shout out to Rachel the Curious Pilot. She is awesome and well researched, and she really did her homework on this. So definitely go check that out and leave honks in the comments. Tell her I sent you. All right, let's continue on. The Philip Sperling wedding really set the squatties off too. They hate the British royal family, but they also hate the British royal family looking happy, united, moisturized. That's a funny way to say that. Unbothered and thriving without those two. I agree completely. All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Snow Commerce, no longer affiliated with As Ever. All right, so as I mentioned, they seemingly parted ways. So this person is saying it was effective June 3rd. All reference to Snow Commerce was removed from the website, terms of use. The site is now hosted by Shopify on behalf of As Ever. So let's read some comments about this. Here we go. Shopify. I sell on Shopify. To go from Netflix's, HBO's, Paramount, and NBC's online business manager to a DIY Shopify account, I'm crying. Y'all better hurry up with that carpeting in that imaginary house in Portugal, because I'm thinking the Olive Garden is going to be foreclosing soon. P.S. And before she forces Snow Commerce to deny they parted ways, and she posts party selfies with a terrified CEO. That's really funny. I am curious if a denial will be coming out, or if it'll more likely be they were holding us back. Whatever snooty, snotty, what soundbite she's going to put out about that's blaming everybody else but herself. As Ever will be trading on eBay next. Not with their fees. I reckon Vinted. I could pull something out of my garbage pail and sell it on Vinted for $1. It's so fun. That's funny. All right. Silly you. This is Meghan taking her power back from the clippers of the wings who prevent her from flying. There you go. It's never that she did anything wrong, or it's never her fault. Must be nice, right? It's always somebody else. So in this case, it's, I don't know, Snow, I guess, that was preventing her or holding her back. Sure. Maybe Snow Commerce found Meghan too unclassy to do business with. Maybe. Who knows? I'm not surprised at all. She probably blamed them for her poor sales. I agree. I think it's probably something like that. You can never grow or change if you don't learn from your mistakes, or couldn't afford to pay them. Maybe. I'd like to know that as well. I lean toward, I wonder if it was like a sales minimums thing. I think it was Netflix that set up the snow commerce distribution because Netflix uses them for their other merchandise sales. This tells me that the debacle known as With Love, Meghan and As Ever has been completely severed by Netflix. That chapter is closed. I tend to believe that as well. I think so. There's after the things that we've seen, and then those crappy statements that were put out by Meghan, I just don't I think well, I think they were done long before that, but I think that had to have been the final nail in the coffin, I would think. Snow Commerce was holding her back. Another bridge burned, another relationship partnership agreement that was destroyed. She is impossible to work with, to work for, to have any relationship with. That is exactly it. I understand completely that businesses have to go through and find different partners and transition and all this stuff. I get it. But there seems to be a distinct pattern with Meghan where people don't seemingly want to work with her. So I think that says something. I think that where there's smoke, there's fire. And I think As Ever is on fire, not the way that she wants it to be. So there's that. But let me know in the comments below what you think. If you think, um, what's going on? Do you smell the desperation as hard as the rest of us do? Do you think what do you think is the reason for that? Do you think it is tied into the snow of it all? Do you think it's just Meghan's desperation as per usual? Let me know. And I'm curious to see what you think. I really appreciate all your love and support. I appreciate you guys being here as per usual. I love your comments. Be sure to leave those for me and I'll read through them. Hit the thumbs up and if you can hit the hype button, that helps as well. I really appreciate everything, all your wonderful words that continue to lift me up. I can't tell you how much I enjoy reading them. Thank you to everybody who writes me notes and letters and comments. You just continue to brighten every day, and it means the world to me. It truly does. That's going to do it for me. I really appreciate everything. I think I've said that a lot, but I appreciate everything. And if you want to further support the show, there are several ways to do that. You can definitely check out my merch. I've got Everything's Fine. I would say send some to Meghan, but yeah, everything's fine, right? I'm sure. I've got Team Catherine. I've got The Flock. I've got lots of stuff, so check that out. I also have Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. It's my old name, but it's got tons of new stuff, lots of bonus materials, lots of deep dives, lots of Harry and Meghan stuff, but also some not Harry and Meghan stuff. If you're sick of them, I get it. You can find a lot of fun over there. Thank you to everybody who supports me. I appreciate you. And thank you to my executive geese and ganders. Yeah, that's going to do it for me. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. And I can't wait to read your comments on this one to see your thoughts on the snow commerce of it all. Let me know. All right. Be sure to check out Rachel the Pilot's video if you haven't already about Invictus and the redacted documents. That's going to do it for me. I hope you all have the best day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Hi, how are you? All right, let's talk. I have not worn, this is actually a dress. It's a super cute dress. It's like, I don't know if you can see it, like ruched in the middle there. And then it just kind of, hang on, like flares out. I haven't worn it before. I thought it was so cute. I really like it and it's fun. And then I haven't worn this necklace either. I thought this was cute and I like how it's jingling now, but how it catches the light. I thought with some things it might be too much, but with the dress, it kind of works. I thought it was kind of fun. So there's that. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I used to not be a big green fan, but I'm kind of getting more into it. It's actually you guys that got me into it. I don't know. I'm learning this stuff as I go, like from makeup to coloring and all that stuff. And a lot of you guys said green is good with blue eyes. So I did that and I got so many compliments. So this is me listening to you all and trying that. So let me know what you think. If I'm on the right track or not, let me know. But thank you all for all your lovely comments. I've seen them all lately. A lot of you guys really like the new style and the new lights. Thank you for that. But the new style where I dive right in and then I save the, I mean, I still inject silliness, but the chit chat for the end, like I am now. So that's awesome. I'm happy to do that. I just want you all to know, I know I keep repeating, but you mean the world to me. I just want you to know that. Like, there's just times where I need that extra little pick me up and you guys are there in the comments doing that. And I'm happy because I get comments from you all saying I do the same for you. You don't know how much that means to me. It truly does. Thank you guys for everything. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. If you've stayed tuned this long, let me know, what color do you like to wear? Is there a certain color that you find flatters you better than others? I'm curious. Like everybody's different, and I think different colors look different. It look great on different people. Like Catherine looks gorgeous in yellow. I'm not a yellow person. I don't think I can pull off yellow. So I just wonder, like, I just like to know what colors look best on you. What colors do you prefer to wear? Let me know. All right, that's gonna do it for me. I hope you all had the best day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, I'm Cantankerous today for Cantankerous. He's up here. Hi, Cantankerous. All right, bye. I need to bring him back out, don't I? He's feisty. All right, bye. I'm feisty.